Welcome back to another edition of the 2025 Draft Conversation. I'm Dan Zielinski of Baseball Prospect Journal, and joining me today is Indiana outfielder Devin Taylor. Devin, how are you? I appreciate the time.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to catch up and talk with you. Obviously, fall baseball is going on right now. How's practice been, and how's it been getting back with the guys and just kind of getting out there and playing a little bit?
Just every day is a grind, especially with a new team every year. Like all the transfers, returners, freshmen coming in. Like we're all just day by day, just getting closer and closer. I think this is one of the closest groups I've been with, unlike any team ever. So I think it's going really good.
Yeah. You are a guy that your freshman year you played right field. Last year you played left field. This fall you've been playing center field. It sounds like. How has that been just transitioning to center field after playing the corner the last couple of years?
Yeah, I'd say like just playing the corner position my first 2 years, it makes center field a lot easier because like in the corners, like you gotta worry about tail, hook, pull balls, and then center field, you really just gotta like cover a lot of ground basically. Like it's
Sure.
a lot of straight balls, backspin balls,
Yeah.
center field, so it's a lot easier. Of course, the sun's a factor at Indiana,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
everybody has a sun somewhere.
Yeah, cool. You are a guy too that in the summer you played with the USA national team. You also were in the Cape Cod League. Two great experiences, two of the bigger experiences you can have as a college player during the summer. How did those events help your development, and where do you feel like you grew on the most during the summer?
Yeah, I say both of those events were really like impactful. Just knowing like the consistency of everything I do day in and day out, especially being around like the USA guys who are like stars on their team and their respective colleges. Like they all have a routine that they stick to, and it's helped them throughout the whole way. So I think just staying consistent to my routine that I've stuck with the past 2 years, just it made it more like impactful seeing that like everybody does the same thing in their own way. So I think that really changed this summer for sure.
You're a guy too that has had a lot of success your first 2 years at Indiana. I want to say you were a freshman of the year as a freshman, came back, had another really good season as a sophomore. What did you kind of work on in the off season in preparation to take hopefully another step forward as a junior?
Yeah, basically just like consistency of hitting the balls that I like or not I like, but any balls in the zone, like
Sure. Sure.
all pitches, like changeups, curveballs, sliders, like you name it. Like if it's in the zone, like my goal is to match it to end the at bat right there. And I think sometimes last year there was like times where I would miss my pitch, and I know like now like everybody has like a target of like getting me out more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I basically get one pitch to hit every at bat, and I have to take advantage of it. And sometimes last year I didn't take advantage, so that's the goal for this year for sure.
Yeah. What's key for that? Is it mindset? Is it better pitch recognition? What do you have to do to improve in that area specifically?
Yeah. Really, it's more of just like me putting the same swing on the balls. Like we, of course, like us as baseball hitters, like we have different swings. Sometimes, like our eyes might light up on like inside pitches, which is my thing. Like it's just me being calm, cool, collected, like how I do on outside pitches. The same thing on inside pitches or anywhere. Just like throwing the same a swing off to get the best result.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about your skills here more in depth. Looking at you as a player, you're a guy that can hit for power. You have really good plate discipline in general, athletic. For you, when you look at yourself as a baseball player, what do you feel like is the biggest strength in your game right now?
Bat the ball, I'd say. Like I'm a very big contact guy. Like power will come if it does. Like as long as I like you can't get power unless you put bat on the ball, and that's my thing here at Indiana or anywhere, honestly. So yeah.
What was that adjustment like going from high school baseball to college baseball? And because you've really maintained that and had that really good bat to ball skills throughout your entire college career. So, what was that adjustment like going from high school to college baseball?
Yeah. I think it really helped that I played in big perfect game tournaments in high school, like the Jupiter WWBA. Like I didn't play in the summer. I think I played one summer ball, like in the summer WWBA, but just like seeing all the like better pitching and like all the better breaking balls, like I think it really just helped like ease everything into college and like
Sure.
seeing the same thing, like same velo. Of course, better off speed because they're more improved, older.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really like drove the ease into college, I'd say.
Yeah. Defensively, we talked about it. You're a guy that's kind of bounced around or will bounce around between your 3 years there playing each position. I'm sure your goal is to play center field long term. What's going to be key for you to stay at that position long term?
Yeah, just consistently working or yeah, consistently improving my speed because I know I'm not the fastest outfielder in the country or anywhere. Like maybe not even at my school, honestly. Like, but I still feel like I have like the best, like the greatest route, not greatest, but like good enough routes to where I got to get to my spot when I need to. And I think that speed will help a lot more of like maybe some balls that I dove for last year, like I'm catching them standing up and so on and so forth with that.
Yeah. What are you doing to work on your speed?
Just mobility every day of like ankles and hips, just getting everything looser to get a better range of motion.
You maybe touched on this a little bit at the beginning, but playing center field's different than a corner because of how the ball flies and just covering more ground in general. Has it felt a little more free just being out there in center field and just being able to kind of run around and track down balls? You're a guy that is known for running really good routes and things like that.
Yeah, playing center field is just it just makes like well, I say any outfield spot it's fun to play,
Sure.
but like in center field you don't have like the nervousness of like, oh, you have a lefty tail hitting the
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
field, like it's gonna slice really hard, or maybe the wind plays some days like at Omaha or something like that. But it's really just a free mind of like roaming around, knowing like you don't have like a wall to run into except for like the warning track.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about your skills in just your last 2 years this fall. How would you just sum up your development in that program?
Um I s- I say it's all around. Just like I make sure to work on everything like yeah, I'd say my hitting tool is good, but it can always be better. Like I didn't hit 1,000, and nobody's ever gonna hit 1,000. But
Yeah.
our goal is to hit closest to 1,000 as possible. So just finding a way to critique little things that like maybe some people are struggling to do in general. Like anything 1% better every day is better for me. So
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. As a team, you guys the last 2 years have made the NCAA tournament both seasons. What's kind of been the mindset around the team this fall, and what's going to be key for you guys to hopefully take the next step and get to a super regional, and if not, the College World Series?
yeah, really, it's just making the next step, and most of that is just like sometimes some games like we'll have like struggles hitting with runners in scoring position, and that's our goal of like say a runner's on second or third, like we're just putting the bat on the ball somehow, some way, ground ball, fly ball, pop up, anything to get the runner moving is our goal for sure. So I think that's like what we do, like especially like down the stretch in the season, like we get better and better, improve every weekend. So that definitely helps for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious, what are your thoughts about the expanded Big Ten? You guys are going to play some teams probably that you're not used to playing, at least in conference play. What's the thoughts on having a bigger Big Ten and adding some really good baseball schools in the conference?
Yeah, I like it. Like it's just more of an exploration thing. Like we get to go to either UCLA or USC. I forget which one, but like we get to explore like different parts of the country, like how they play baseball, and we all know that they play baseball all year round because they have like amazing
Yeah,
weather compared to us.
yeah,
But I think it's just like more of like a exploration, but like excitement that we get to play different teams that are in our conference. So it's like games that mean something, and we're
sure.
playing different teams that we haven't played before.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm curious to see how it plays out for baseball in the Big Ten, just because, like you said, you have some of those teams, UCLA, USC, warm weather states that are used to playing kind of all year round. And then you get these Midwest schools playing. So it'll be fun
Yeah.
to see. You're a guy, too. We kind of talked about it as well, but you're someone that's really done a great job of developing your skills and developing into one of the better players in the country. You're a guy that is likely going to have a chance to have a pro career, whether it's after your junior or senior year. What has that been like to see your development and knowing that you have a bright future ahead in the game of baseball?
Yeah, it's very fun to watch, like just see from the first person view. But like I know like there's always better players out there, so I know I have to get 1% better at every category each day to even feel like I'm competing every day on the field for sure.
Yeah. I'm curious. You have a real, just throughout this entire interview, I've noticed you have a real kind of humble mindset and also team first mindset. Where does that come from?
Uh, really, like I say, my dad really instilled it on me, just like because I would go like hit with him every night, or maybe not every night, but like most nights, and we're just like, you just basically gotta do whatever the team is to win, or team wants to win. And ever since then, I've just been a team first guy. Like, yeah, like we all want to do good for ourselves, but
Sure.
at the end, it's the score of the team
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can respect that mindset a lot. I'm curious too, just Indiana, what led you to Indiana coming out of high school and just how would you evaluate your overall experience in the program, but also just at the university in general?
Yeah, I say like when I visited here, like with Coach Mercer, like because Coach Simmons and Coach Weatherford weren't here yet.
Yeah.
Just like talking to him, like throughout my recruiting process, I always wanted to find a coach that like basically talked to me like I wasn't like a robot. Like literally, like of course recruiting is recruiting, and like that's
Yeah.
your job, but like they like it made it a lot better like talking to Merce. Like we're some days we're not even talking about baseball ever. Like we're talking about like, oh, you want to go fishing one day, or like go to his house one day. Like
Yeah.
it just felt like a coach that really connected with kids our age, and it's definitely developed since we've been here for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. Devin, last question I have for you, and one I like to ask everyone I speak with is simply just what motivates you to play the game of baseball?
Just the love for it. Just knowing that like whenever I step on the field, I feel like a kid again, over and over every day I play. And that's why I kind of like stayed at Cape Cod for Cotuit. I'm like, I get to play this game more and more. Like I'm healthy. Like our bodies can go on healthy and play this game for
Yeah.
so long. Like just gotta take advantage of it.
Awesome. Great answer, Devin. Devin, I really appreciate the time. Best of luck throughout your junior season. Looking forward to following you and seeing how you do. And hopefully we can talk again in the future.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.